how can I anchor in to what is? So it's like whatever is in front of me, the anchoring in is like surrendering to it, finding depth in it, being with it. When we think about busyness, it's an airy feeling. It's like bouncing around from one thing to the next. There's like a lightness to all of it. When we think about anchoring, it's like putting down roots, stopping. There's a steadiness. There's a security in that. Hello, beautiful souls. You are going to love today's episode. If you want your story to sound like so many of the guests on this show, then you've probably realized that healing your relationship with money is a key piece of the puzzle. Don't worry, I've got you. Head to moneywoundquiz.com and answer 6 quick questions to learn which money wounds are blocking you. And I'll send you an email with a link to a money healing masterclass for free. No more waiting. Go take the quiz now. Hello and welcome back to the Amidst Money show. I am here to celebrate everything that happened in May of this year, 2023. Also share the stretches and talk to you a little bit about how to practice presence amidst the busyness of life. And that topic in particular matters a lot to me in the month of May because there's so much that happens. May is one of my favorite months because it's my birth month. Gemini in the house. My birthday is May 23rd, and it's Jeff's birthday in May as well. He's the 19th, so he's my Taurus man. And Mother's Day is in May. So it's a month of a lot of celebration and then lots of other just general busyness of life happens in this month. Let us dive in with some celebrations and stretches, and then I will share the learning. So we had a really nice Mother's Day as a family, and I felt like I was really able to just anchor into the appreciation of this role and my family. And sometimes I enjoy going to the spa or just like getting away and doing something for myself. But this year it actually felt so good to just have it be chill and low key and just a wonderful time with the family. We went to a bougie brunch, a 5-star sort of a situation, and just looking around and feeling, wow, I belong and this is my life. And I'm so freaking grateful for it. And I don't want to take it for granted. We also had a really fun birthday dinner celebrating Jeff's birthday, but both of us as well, at a new restaurant that just opened in Beverly Hills. And it's a chef, Evan Funk, who has gotten a lot of fame and notoriety. And he opened a very successful restaurant called Felix that's in Venice. And then his new restaurant is called Funky in Beverly Hills. And apparently it's got like a 6-month wait list, and it's had so many celebrities making an appearance and trying out the food ever since it opened. It's only been open, I think, for 6 weeks or something like that. And I was able to just be divinely guided to get us a reservation, and we had such a fun time. And I've actually added some meat back into my diet after 20 years of being vegetarian. And I'm not exactly like ordering meat per se. It's all like very intuitively guided. So I don't want to say anything hard and fast as though I have rigid rules around it, because I really don't. It's more that I'm just checking in with my body. And a lot of times I feel very ambivalent, or I feel a no towards meat, but not always. And at Funky, it was really fun for us to share a meal, like actually share a meal, order starters, order main dishes, order, it's an Italian place, so I can't remember what they call it. It's like multi-course, and just not have to be ordering different stuff, which has been our reality for our entire relationship. And so it felt really fun and intimate in a different way. And to me, I've definitely been in the vibe of just exploring new things and wanting to do new stuff. And so this additional exploration of different menu items has felt very in alignment and so enjoyable. My parents also came for a visit, and it was nice to see them. They haven't been out here in a while. We had a fun day at Disney together, and it was like actually very chill. We're like, I wonder if this always happens before Memorial Day, because if so, we always need to go. at this time. We were able to just walk on to a lot of the rides that we wanted to do. And it was really fun to see my parents like in their most childlike essence, and for my kids to get to fight over who gets to sit by grandma and grandpa and just be building those memories together was so beautiful. I also was inspired actually by one of my projector friends. And so for those of you who nerd out about human design, it was like the perfect combo of a projector and a Manny Jen, because she had this beautiful vision for some outdoor space at our house, in particular our front balcony. And she shared that, and my sacral was like, yes. And I just got to work on it right away. And it's still a work in progress, but it was so much fun. We've also actually been redoing our backyard space as well. So we've just been like shifting around furniture and changing the layout and we ordered some new big, gorgeous umbrellas, which will protect us from the sun. And then they also have solar lights on like the underside of the umbrellas, which creates like a fun vibe at night. So it just felt really nice to have this new fresh energy, which can often happen when we rearrange and when we put new furniture in place. And my balcony is being transformed to like the boho space of my dreams, and it's going to be ready in time for my fruition in-person retreat here at my house at the end of June. So I am super stoked about it. I also traveled to Egypt, you guys. I just got back as I'm recording this episode. And so of course, Egypt is going to need its whole own episode, but absolutely the trip of a lifetime. And I knew I was supposed to go around my birthday. I still don't know why, but I know I was meant to be on that tour at that time. And it was just straight up pure magic. And I was like nervous / excited leading up to it, but I got like more nervous the week of. And it's just a reminder that even when we're doing things that we were meant to be doing, it doesn't mean that we're not going to feel scared about it. Like for me to travel 20 hours away from my family and be that unplugged, I definitely had moments of, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Why did I sign up for this? And a lot of that is just it's the reptilian part of our brain that's meant to keep us safe. And safe is interpreted as normal and known. And here I was going into the unknown and doing something out of the ordinary. And so, yeah, my brain is going to have a say about that. And it doesn't mean that I shouldn't do it, but just noticing it and meeting myself really at the edge of my comfort zone. And when we do that sort of edge work or getting out of our comfort zone, it's really helpful in terms of anchoring in new identities. Yeah, just more to come in terms of talking about that trip, but it was really incredible. Let's see. Let me jump over to a few stretches from May. I had to fire a new virtual assistant that I had hired. She just was not working out at all and actually just caused a lot more work and a duplication of work and really set me back on a lot of the deadlines. And just that stuff is never fun. And it's never fun to feel like you're banging your head against the wall and that things aren't working and that you're giving feedback and then it's not being taken. And it's just like the not enjoyable part of people management. And I'm sure it wasn't enjoyable for her either. It's not that she's a bad person or whatever, but it just was not a fit. We also had tried hiring our niece for Flowshell, which is our new social media agency that we're working on. And that was not exactly a fit either. I still think her skill set probably is a good fit for the company, but just the timing and what we needed in terms of somebody just like really operationalizing things and getting it up to speed was not a fit. So we had to exit that working relationship as well. But on the good side of things, we hired somebody awesome. Her name is Erina, and she's filling a dual role. So she's helping me with the coaching business, and she's also helping get Flowshell up to speed. And she's just been like a total superstar. So the good and the bad, it's like both and together, and definitely getting the right people in the right seats was a big theme of May. And it was not as easy as I would have liked it to be, but that is life, and just trusting that there's lessons in there for me and for everyone involved. May definitely felt stretchy as far as just like missing deadlines and then feeling rushed to get things wrapped up before Egypt. There was a lot that I wanted to have done, and quote unquote before Egypt was the deadline. And so then all of a sudden, oh crap, it is almost time to go to Egypt. And it was my birthday in the week before, and my parents were here, and we took a day off to go to Disney. So like wasn't even close to a full working week. And so there definitely was like some rush energy leading up to my departure, which I did not love. And I totally set myself up for that. And then I also thought that I thought I had a lot of time with some of the bigger projects that I was working on in my coaching business, but then hiring the wrong person and having to let them go and get somebody else in place definitely set me back by a solid like 2 to 3 weeks. And then the other stretch was getting to Egypt. In fact, as I'm saying this, I'm remembering that I need to, writing it down right now, I need to call United Airlines because I have to work on getting a credit. One of my planes was delayed to the point where I was going to miss my connection and not Cairo in time. So they had to rebook me onto a different plane, and I got in 5 hours later than anticipated, and I missed the welcome dinner, and I was supposed to be business class, but then I got rebooked on like standby ticket, but I didn't even know it was a standby ticket. A little bit of drama, and the overall feeling was like, just surrender. I'm like, okay, Isis, like I know that you want me in Egypt. You called me here, so help me figure this out. If I'm meant to be here, make it all happen. And so somehow my standby ticket on an overfull flight turned into a seat, albeit a seat almost in the back and in the middle, and not the business class ticket that I booked. But nevertheless, I was super happy to get there and experience all of the magic that it had in store for me. So jumping back to a few more celebrations, Jeff sold his truck, which he was excited about. And there was like so much grace in the way that it all happened. And he got a Bronco Raptor. So he got a fancy new Bronco. And if you can't imagine what that looks like, think about a Jeep, like a hardtop Jeep where you can take off the top and the doors. And he's going to hate me for saying this, it's almost like if the Jeep and the Hummer H2 had a baby. But it looks super cool. And it's like a really cool kind of custom paint job. And he's been having so much fun driving it. I've been having fun. The kids have been loving it. And so we have a new vehicle in our family, and why not celebrate that? We also wrapped up the softball season, which felt really good to do. Faye's team did not win a single game, so we were a little ready for it to be over, but it was really fun to get to know the families and have them all over for an end of season party. And a few of the families all go to the same elementary school. And so just to get to know them better and be making summer plans and all of that, be really good. And ultimately, Faye had a season where she had a lot of fun and she grew a ton. And what more can you ask for? We also finished up jujitsu, which, my goodness, we've been going there multiple times a week for over 1.5 years, I think, with JJ. So that felt like pretty monumental to have that come to a close. He's super excited about learning to play guitar and wants to enroll in a place called School of Rock. But we really needed to wrap up some current activities in order to make that possible. So we are done with jujitsu. And now that I'm back from Egypt, I am going to be getting him set up with some School of Rock music lessons. That's going to be fun. And we had 3 new brands join the agency in May. That's always super exciting. We're talking probably, like doing some quick math in my head here, but like almost $15,000 in new monthly recurring revenue. So that was huge and very welcomed. And thank you. We receive more, please. And they're brands that we're super excited about helping. One is actually a brand that we worked with years ago. And I took little baby JJ when he was just weeks old and strapped to my chest to their offices up north of Los Angeles and met with them in person. And we started working together at that time. And then they went through some different mergers and acquisitions and such. And after several years of working together, one of their new VPs of marketing in the acquiring company wanted to switch to a different agency, and they really didn't have any say in it. We've spent the last couple of years not working together, but now the founders have regained control of the company and are super excited about having us help them regrow on Amazon again. Also, just a good reminder that our relationship collateral is so important, and you just never know how those things are going to go. And relationships are never truly over. And when you're in business for the long haul, so much can come back around, and just caring for people and caring for your own reputation and the reputation of your business is such good business. So those are the celebrations and stretches. The money in May was $8,442 for coaching. It's a little lower than normal because there was a payment that was supposed to come through that did not. That's all right. I'm just going to make June look even juicier. Elevate was $73,989 for a total of $82,431 cash collected in May. And now for the teaching, how to practice presence amidst the busyness of life. As you can tell, May had a lot going on. And I suspect that for many of you listening, you're probably moms, you're probably high achievers, you probably have a lot in your schedule. And practicing presence is such a gift because it's so easy to get carried away and feel like the time is going by so quickly and that you're going through the motions and not really sinking into the depth of what is and what's available. So for me, this practice is tremendously helpful, and it really helps me to experience the moments in real time and in a way to time bend so that 30 days or 31 days in a month feels like 60 in terms of everything that happened, but not in a busy way, more like in the fullness and richness of life kind of way. So the 4 steps that I use to practice presence amidst the busyness of life is number 1, to breathe. So simple, but so important. And really taking deep belly breaths, or sometimes they're called umbrella breaths or diaphragmatic breathing, where we breathe in through the nose, which helps get us into our parasympathetic nervous system, and really allowing the whole stomach to expand, the whole rib cage to expand, and then exhaling out through the mouth. And even just 1 or 2 intentional breaths helps us to connect back to the body, back to the present moment, back to whatever is in front of us. So then step 2 is just asking myself, what matters right now? What matters right now? And that brings intentionality, because there might be multiple things happening right now, but only one thing really matters. Only one thing is the important thing. And so in that question, there's a lot of layered in prioritization, intentionality, alignment to values baked into that question. Step number 3, how can I anchor in to what is? So it's like whatever is in front of me, the anchoring in is like surrendering to it, finding depth in it, being with it. When we think about busyness, it's an airy feeling. It's like bouncing around from one thing to the next. There's like a lightness to all of it. When we think about anchoring, it's like putting down roots, stopping. There's a steadiness. There's a security in that. So asking ourselves, how can I anchor in to what is, just gives us the invitation to depth, to really experience what's in front of us. And then step number 4, how can I let go of the future? Because part of the reason that we feel busyness is because we're not in the present. We're actually thinking about concurrently what's happening right now and then what needs to happen either later today or tomorrow or the next day or next week or this month. And that gives a feeling of overwhelm. And we're not really experiencing where we're at right now because we're splitting our attention between what's happening right now and what we think is going to happen in the future. And so inviting in that surrender, that letting go, and trusting that when that future moment arrives and is the present, that we will anchor into that moment, that we will give that moment our full attention. But trying to give the future our attention now actually keeps us from enjoying the present, which means that when that future moment arrives, if we continue the same pattern, we're not going to be fully enjoying that future moment either. So by being present with what's present, it's a gift now, and it's a gift for all of the consecutive now moments that build our past, present, and future. So that is my simple but powerful and potent 4-step process. Let me know how that lands for you. Let me know what you are celebrating from May. It's never too late to celebrate and to anchor in the lessons from the stretches as well. When we take forward the lessons and we take forward the celebrations, it really does offer such a richness to our lives. I feel like I lived 4 lifetimes at least in May, but I am really proud of myself in the way that I was able to enjoy everything that was there. So thank you, as always, so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon. Listeners like you have made this a top 25% global podcast, so thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, leave a review, and share this show with someone you love. I always appreciate listener feedback, so feel free to slide into my DMs on Instagram at mmakesmoney as well. And if you want to explore hiring me as your money healer and business mentor, check the links in the show notes to explore, or head to explore.emilywilcox.com. Until next time, I'm sending you all the magic money vibes.